Welcome back to another episode of the AJ Sports Podcast. I am one half Anthony Carboni, and to my left is the other half Justin Vilche. And now, after a tough first round, couple series, we are now finally into the second round. Toronto Maple Leafs are eliminated, as you saw from our last live podcast. Some post-media thoughts on Monday with the players, with Marner, with Riley, with Matthews, with JT. And now it is confirmed that we are going to hear from the GM and the president on Friday morning. But before we dive into our second round predictions and some other NHL news, let's say what's up to my man Justin over here. Justin, how we feeling after tough Saturday night loss, Game 7 OT?
I'm okay. I'm still getting over it, but I mean, you know what, dude?
You didn't cry too much, did you?
Oh, I did not. I actually didn't cry at all, which is actually quite
Not
surprising.
this time. Not this time, at least. Yeah.
Not this time, but I think it's because I'm just so used to losing with this team that it's like, you know, there's really no reason, so it's okay.
There's really
It's
no. You just expect it to happen all the time at this point. So,
pretty much.
it's like a broken clock. Um, but we have lots to talk about, especially with the second round of the playoffs. Now, when we left off Saturday, I want to say we were still waiting for one more series left, and it was the Dallas-Vegas series that went back to Dallas, as we both thought it would go to 7. You said it was a coin flip. You had Vegas winning. I had Dallas winning. Well, it was a very tight game heading into the second period, and I think Dallas gets the icebreaker. And then I want to say it was Brett Howden
How?
or whoever, yeah, who tied it up. And then Fosca gets the game winner.
Yeah.
And the Dallas Stars take out the cap circumcisers, the LTIR cheaters, the Vegas Golden Knights in the first round. And I want to pull up a stat. Pete DeBoer is now 8-0 in Game 7. That's an incredible stat from an incredible coach, taking out his former team in the first round of the playoffs. Justin, what are your thoughts on that? And was I right? I was right once again with that prediction. I mean, it could have went either way. It was a 2-1 game, but I knew Dallas would win. But what were your thoughts on that game?
I thought I don't know. I just thought like the Vegas Golden Knights didn't really have that urgency to play. Like looking at the game, like they didn't really look all that threatening. Like after the first two games of the series, like they won 2-0, and I think they just felt so comfortable that like they didn't really have to put in that extra effort that they did in the first two games. And it clearly showed because I mean they lost both games in Vegas, went back to Dallas, lost that. Yeah, they won their game in Vegas, and then again, only one goal scored in game 7. Like, that's just not good enough. You're not going to win games like that. So I thought the Stars played extremely well, bouncing back after those game 1s and 2 losses. And dude, they showed as to why they're the first seed. And you know, like, congratulations to them. They have a coach who is unstoppable in game 7s. So imagine if the Leafs had that. But you know what? The Stars, congratulations. And now they have a tough matchup against the rewarded with a date with the Colorado Avalanche. So we'll see.
Yeah,
We will.
and so now that we found out the last series or last first round series, let's move on to our predictions and previews for the second round. I did do an article on my predictions, so if you want to check those out, I'll leave a link in the description. But now we're going to move on to you can hear Justin's predictions and my predictions. So the matchups we have in the Eastern Conference are the New York Rangers, the President's Trophy winners, versus the team that almost caught them for the President's Trophy, the Carolina Hurricanes, two of the best in the National Hockey League, in a tense series. We're 2 games in as we speak, but we'll get into that in a moment. We also have the Boston Bruins, who just went through a hell of a series against the Toronto Maple Leafs, taking on the well-rested Florida Panthers. Game 2's tonight. We'll talk about Game 1. And in the West, we've got Colorado-Dallas, which is another juggernaut matchup right there. And we've got the Battle of Canada, the Vancouver Canucks versus the Edmonton Oilers. So, which series do you want to discuss first?
Um.
I think we leave the Battle for Canada last.
Yeah, yeah.
Because we
We'll
haven't
do
played.
Boston. We'll do Boston, Florida. We'll do that one.
Okay, so going into this series, Boston had 1 day of rest on Sunday after going through a tough battle in Game 7 with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Florida had an 8-day rest period, so they were very, very well rested heading into the series against the Bruins. And Game 1 was on Monday, and the Bruins win 5-1. That was an easy lock. I told Justin that the Boston Bruins, after having that quick hockey the hard hockey. They got to play it consistently.
One day
Florida
rest
had
back.
all that rest. The Bruins come into Sunrise and mop the floor with the Florida Panthers
They were down.
5-1.
They were down in the game too. They were losing 1-0. They scored five
They
on
were
answer.
losing one. And then they
No.
scored 5 unanswered goals. Brazeau scored a goal. Lorai scored a goal.
Yeah, Lori scored.
Young
Uh,
defenseman. I know Brandon Carlos scored the day of having his son born
oh,
or daughter born.
Frederick, I think, scored as well. Frederick
Fred
did score.
Frederick scored, and I believe Jake DeBrusk with an empty netter.
Yeah. DeBrusk with the empty
So
netter.
Bruins get 5 unanswered goals and take the series lead 1-0. Do you still think Florida's going to win this series? I mean, my prediction, I said it in my article. I have the Bruins winning. I just can I can see this going. Swayman is the hot goalie, probably the hottest goalie in the league right now, other than Shesterkin. And I think the Bruins, playing this tough hockey over the past 5 days rather than Florida, I think they have a competitive advantage over them. And I think, they already got the one game in Florida. They go back to Boston, maybe could steal two. I think the Bruins could win. And I said 7. I would assume 7 or 6. I don't think it's going to be quick, but I said the Bruins in 7. I might change that to 6, but I think it'll go 6 or 7.
Yeah, again, the more I watch these playoffs, the more I realize it doesn't really matter how much star power you have. It's just a matter if you have the belief and if you just have a hot goalie. Dude, Swayman is just unbeatable. It's how do you even score? Even the Florida Panthers were struggling. They had almost 40 shots, and only Matthew Tkachuk's snipe was the only one to get through him. It's like I could see the Panthers still winning this series, but I wouldn't be surprised. Because remember, dude, the Bruins are on a roll right now. They just won game 7. They flew into Florida. They just beat Florida. Stole game 1 in there. And it's dude, now if they possibly steal game 2 tonight, it's okay, 2-0 lead going back to Boston. Now it's okay, you're in the driver's seat right now. So I can still see the Florida Panthers winning in 6, but again, man, the way Swayman's playing, I wouldn't be surprised if the Boston Bruins make it to the conference final and beat this Florida Panthers team. Yeah, I understand that the Florida Panthers are a great hockey team, but if they can't get past Swayman, dude, all that talent doesn't matter. It solely relies on if Swayman continue to be great. And
Yeah,
it's if
they
you have
put
the
up
hot
4
goal,
goals. Bosky too is crazy already. 4
yeah,
goals on Bob. And
yeah,
what? I think it was 2 periods or something.
yeah.
But yeah, man, the Bruins are buzzing. The bees are buzzing right now, man.
You
So what's your
know,
prediction for
uh, mm, mm,
you did say Florida on Twitter in 5, but after game 1, what do you think now?
but again, we said the first game doesn't really matter come playoff round. I'll say Boston Bruins take another game. I'll say it. I'll say Panthers in 6. I'll say that. I think Bruins take
Panthers.
another game. I think yeah. I think so. I think so. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It just relies
it's
on
tough. It's
Swayman.
tough. Yeah, it really depends on Swayman, and the way it's looking right now, he could probably steal the series. I
Oh
could
yeah,
see Boston. I could see Boston going on a run to the final. You
dude,
know,
it really relies on him.
like I swear, a lot of these series, you just pick a team that's they don't look that good on paper. Like last year, the Florida Panthers, nobody expected that, right? And now I look at Boston. They just went through a grueling series with the Leafs. Maybe they sweep Florida here. You never know, man. That's the
maybe.
thing. Florida's looking really strong, and the Bruins could go on a run and then play these guys in the third round. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. Game 2's on tonight, so we're looking forward to that. But moving on to the other Eastern Conference matchup, the New York Rangers.
Well, hold on.
Hold on. Let's put this right here. Put this right there.
Hold on.
The New York Rangers, Justin and I's other team, bro. We absolutely been riding the Rangers all season to do something here. And we said in the previews of the season that they were going to be a strong team and make playoffs and potentially be cup winners. I even had them in the cup final in the beginning of the year. And look at the Rangers now. They sweep the Washington Capitals. They have a long ass break. They have a long break. They play the Carolina Hurricanes. Game 1, 4-3 win by the Rangers in a very tough contest. Last night, the Rangers win again in double overtime with Vinny motherfucking Trocheck scoring the game winner after giving Jake Gensel the thumbs up as he's getting sent to the box after he took a retaliation penalty. And the New York Rangers are now leading this series 2-0
Dude.
against the Hurricanes. This team is insane. Igor Shesterkin, after getting all slander from this year, not having a off season, has shown up for these guys in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Shesterkin has been insane. I want to pull up his stats, see if I can find those
The
on
Rangers,
Twitter here.
like, how do you even
They're
beat
just
them right now? 6 wins in a row in the playoffs.
the only team that's undefeated in these playoffs at the moment.
They're getting goal scoring everywhere. Vinny Trocheck, Panarin, Lafreniere, 2 goals. Fox is doing Fox things out there. You got Truba just running through people. It's like Ryan Lindgren doing his job. Igor Shesterkin saving pucks. And it's like, dude, the Rangers are flying. They're just playing with like fun. It's like, okay, we're gonna go out there and score goals.
Dude, I was watching yesterday. Like it was very good. It was very good.
And dude,
But
and even when the Kings took the lead, like, dude, the Rangers, they didn't look phased. Like, they were like, okay, we're gonna keep applying pressure, and that's what they did. And then they won the game. It's like, dude, Rangers are scary, bro. Like, whoo, man, no
I mean,
team.
both you and I have them winning the cup. So
Yes, that is
for
true.
me, we both said on my Twitter, I said the Rangers at 7. I mean, this series should go 7 games because these teams are really evenly matched. But the fact that the Rangers are up 2-0 right now is like, it's pretty because if they take one game in Carolina, they come back home with the chance to
Stranglehold.
end it in 5, you
Huh,
know? So who
bro.
knows, man? Carolina need these next 2 games. It could be a scenario where the home team just wins most of the games. MSG was buzzing yesterday. They were insane. The fans there, whew, like
You
as
want
soon
to
as
talk
that
about
overtime went in, bro, boom, just the entire crowd just lit up. It was insane. And man, I mean, I said the Rangers in 7, but maybe this ends earlier depending on if they can take one game in Carolina.
I don't know. I still have Rangers in 6, but man, that Madison Square Garden, bro. You want to talk about a stadium that's rocking? Woohoo! Anytime they score, bro, that stadium. Oh, wow. Team should be terrified to go to MSG. My goodness, that's a stadium
I
that teams
mean,
do not
I think
play in.
on paper and the way that they're dominating these games and playing with the power play chances they're getting, they're drawing lots of penalties. They're the best team in the Eastern Conference. And
Yeah, yeah.
these are not Fugazi President's Trophy winners who don't
No,
show up in the playoff. Like these guys are here to play, man. Like they
there's
had
a
a tough first round exit last year to the Devils, and they come in this year and add a bunch of guys. They get Matt Rempe in the lineup. They add who else did they add? They had Blake Wheeler for a bit of the season. Jack
Roslovic.
Roslovic. That guy, Jack Roslovic was insane. He had a really nice chance in the overtime where he just went through everybody and just had a shot on net. But they have guys who can play, and this team is no joke. They are going
Like,
to beat the Carolina Hurricanes as we expect. But man, do these guys are not fake President's Trophy winners. These guys are gamers, man.
dude, they're gamers. And bro, you see top guys stepping up, bro. Panarin scoring goals. Zibanejad had like on pace for like 2 points a game. Trocheck going off. Fox doing his thing. Like, dude, they're not scared of no one, bro. Like, these guys will
The
go
thing
out
is,
there
they're
and
also
play.
winning these games when Kreider's a little bit quiet too. You know what I mean? Like he's not
Imagine
he's not
he
the
gets,
main guy scoring goals. Like they got and Adam Fox too. He's been pretty quiet as well. It's
yeah,
been a lot of the forward production scoring, but man, may I say, it's really working in their favor. The defense are playing defense. The forwards are getting the goals. Their star players are showing up, unlike other teams, as we can, determine. But and then they're getting good goaltending.
yeah,
Shesterkin, you want to see Shesterkin's stats in these playoffs? He's 6-0. He's
yeah,
averaging basically a 2 goals against average per game, and he has a 929 save percentage. Last night he had a 947 save percentage,
yeah. Dude, it's
57
crazy.
saves.
Like,
Ridiculous. And he's now playing he's in his bag right now. He's going insane. So fair play to the Rangers. And yeah, we both have them. I have them in 7. He has them in 6. Could be earlier depending on how this game 3 and 4 go in Carolina. But we both have the Rangers winning. That's the end of that. So let's move on to the Western Conference. The Colorado Avalanche versus the Dallas Stars. Now, the Dallas Stars, after they had a grueling game 7 against the Vegas Golden Knights, jumped right back into action Tuesday night against the 8-day rested Colorado Avalanche. Basically the same story with Boston, Florida, but this time
it was a
the
different outcome.
Colorado Avalanche, different outcome. The Colorado Avalanche, with all that rest, you know, very shaky, garbage first period, down 3-0 heading into period 2, but they rally back. They tie it up. None other than Miles Wood in overtime scores the goal on the same side that the glass banger dude is sitting at. And he did not bang the glass at all after that because his team lost in overtime. The Colorado Avalanche take a 1-0 series lead. What were your thoughts on that game
Dude,
and that amazing comeback from the Avs, bro?
I thought the Avs, dude, the Avs again, they just don't care who you are, bro. Like they'll go down 4-0 and they'll still come back. Like they will never, dude, they will never lift their foot off the gas pedal. They will continue applying pressure and keep shooting at your net, bro. They don't care. They could be down 6-0. They will win 7-6. Dude,
Gorgiev
this is
also made a really good save.
Georgiev was unbelievable after the first period. He locked in. But this is the difference. Dude, Kale McCarr, okay, down 3-1. Okay. They're on the power play. You know what he does? Roofs it. Okay. Absolute snipe and beats Otter to make it 3-2 and pretty much change the complexity of the game. Okay. They go on, tie it, whatever, with like obviously the best player in the league, Nathan McKinnon, obviously scoring. And then they go into overtime, Miles Wood, bang, OT winner. And see, they get depth scoring, Miles Wood, their top guy step up. Nathan McKinnon, again, is not afraid to shoot the puck. You know, how did you notice he's not afraid to shoot the puck? And wow, he scores. Wow, unbelievable. Morgan Riley, Kill McCarr, boom, goal. Nichushkin, boom, goal. Power play kick, click in. That's what they do. Power play cooks out there. And look at that. They come back and win.
Guess what? Guess what? I still haven't seen Rantanen be unleashed yet. So they're winning these hockey games without Mikko
Dude,
Rantanen doing something. So once he starts getting like getting his game back, and think about it, it's the second round. He starts, imagine he just, they still win the series and then they got the cup, they got the conference final and the cup final. Then Rantanen shows up. Then you've got a Drew Ren might be coming back soon because he was ruled out for round 2. So if Drew Ren comes back and Rantanen starts to play his game, the Avalanche are looking really dangerous here. But my prediction for this series, I said on Twitter, I said in my article, Avs in 6. I think they're going to take care of Dallas. It's not going to go to 7 games. I really think they're going to close it out in Ball Arena. Dallas will probably get game 2, I'd assume, and then maybe split in Colorado. But I think it'll go back to Colorado in game 6, and the Avs will finish it there.
yeah, I also took the Avs in 6. I just think that, I mean, just the way they're played, and now that comeback yesterday, pretty much like woken up the dressing room after their 8-day absence playing playoff hockey. I just think that their comeback pretty much showed that, like, hey man, just because we're on rest doesn't mean that we're gonna come out here sloppy and just finish the game sloppy. They started sloppy, but man, they came all the way back. And who knows, bro? Game 2 tomorrow. Woo-hoo! The Avs are cooking. They're a scary team. Scary team. Scary hours over there.
So we will see how that series will play out with 2 of the best Western Conference teams in the league. But to our final second round matchup. This one is very exciting because the season series, clearly showed who was the better team. But in the standings, it was pretty close. The Vancouver Canucks versus the Edmonton Oilers. The Battle of Canada. 2 of Canada's probably the top 2 best Canadian teams right now in the National Hockey League. Vancouver Canucks win the Pacific Division. They play the Edmonton Oilers in game 1. Absolutely smoke them in game 1 of the regular season. They Game 2, they play each other again in Edmonton. Vancouver wins that. Game 3, a couple weeks later, Vancouver smokes Edmonton again. And then game 4 later in the year, around February, March, Vancouver wins again. A sweep. This would be a sweep in the playoffs. 4-0 Vancouver Canucks. But this Edmonton Oilers team is not to be messed with. I don't care what the regular season has to say. The Edmonton Oilers are scary for the Canucks. I really believe that the Edmonton Oilers not only will beat the Vancouver Canucks, but I think they're going to take them out so fast. I had them in 6 before. I'm going to change it now and say the Oilers win in 5 and shut the Canucks down ASAP because goaltending. Seelovs, he's played great against the Nashville Predators. He has not faced McDavid, a Draisaitl, a Hyman, a Bouchard. He has not faced those kind of guys yet. He's had the Nashville Predators who played very defensive hockey, boring kind of hockey. The Edmonton Oilers are the fastest offensive producing team in the league. There's no doubt. It's got the best power play in the league, no doubt. And they've got the best star power. And honestly, we talk about Connor McDavid a lot. A guy who honestly performs better than him in the playoffs is Leon Draisaitl, scoring tons and tons of goals in important stages of each game. I really believe that the Oilers are going to take out the Canucks and they're gonna shut all the Canucks fans up who are apparently not worried, especially that kid on Twitter going off, going at everybody. Hyman, Jack Campbell even got some, whoever,
Yeah.
bro. I truly believe that the Edmonton Oilers are going to shut down the Canucks and ruin their ride to the cup in 5.
Their
You
party.
tell me what you.
As much as I hate all Canadian teams other than my Leafs, okay, Vancouver fans need to be humble. And now,
Yeah,
hatred for the Edmonton Oilers. They are gonna get humbled in the conference final, but we will leave that for when they do make it to the conference final. This Vancouver Canucks team is gonna get absolutely destroyed. Okay, I want to make that clear. Okay, Seelovs is gonna be no answer to McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman. That Vancouver team is gonna be no answer. You're gonna have no answers for that Oilers PP. No shot. Okay. Yes. Okay. I understand the Canucks weren't shooting much in that Vancouver in that Predator series. Okay, and they were barely squeaking out wins. But dude, you're not gonna be doing that against this Oilers potent offense. Okay, this Oilers offense is scary. Okay,
not a
this
chance.
this Oilers team is gonna pepper you with shots. Okay, 50 shots, 40 shots a game. They don't care. This team is going to be it's going to be too much to handle for this Canucks team. I'll tell you right now, dude, the Oilers are going to win the series like 100%. I don't think Oilers fans should be scared of this Vancouver Canucks team. Again, as you said, regular season does not matter. This is when who was the Oilers coach to start the season? Um
Woodcroft.
Woodcroft. Dude, this is when Woodcroft was in charge. This is when the Oilers were starting off like 2 wins to start like their first 15 games. Right? Oilers fans should not be worried. Regular season does not matter. This is playoff hockey. Game one's tonight.
Here's the thing as well. They in the standings, they weren't even that far off from overtaking that division lead. Anyway, I think it was like 4 points back or something like that.
Considering how bad the Oilers started, that showed how good they were off to end the season. And they clearly picked it up throughout the playoffs in 5 against the Kings. The Kings were no shot. They had no shot. The Canucks here are not going to win the series. And the Oilers are just be too much to handle. And I honestly think I see you saying in 5, which I could see happening. I could honestly see that happening. But I'll give the Canucks maybe like a squeaky 2-1 win out there, maybe in Rogers' place. Maybe. I'll say Oilers in 6, but I think the games that the Oilers win will be like 5-2, 4-1. I don't think it'll be
They're
close.
not going to be when the Oilers win. They're not going to be like tight games. I really
Yeah,
feel like the
I think
Oilers are going to get a lot
yeah,
of empty net goals. Out of all the series, I think we're going to watch, this is going to be the most high scoring. I
yeah.
think.
It's
So
gonna be
that
high
or Oilers offense and Vancouver is really going to have to find a second gear in order to get more scoring because the Edmonton or even with power plays too, like they cannot give up a lot of penalties either. The Canucks, they gave up I don't know how many they gave up in the National Series, but if if they give up like let's say they give up like 3 in like the first game, like Oilers are probably going to score a majority of the time. They'll probably go like 2 for 3. Like that's how good their power play is. And I know they got Quinn Hughes, they got Zadorov, they got Myers. They're playing McDavid, and they got to lock up McDavid and Draisaitl for a 7-game series. I really don't think that's it's gonna help. Do you really think you're gonna
and
contain this Oilers like magical power play in like a little sphere and just hold it? No, you're not
and
gonna do that. There's
you
no
can't
chance, man.
you can't just have defenders locking up McDavid and Draisaitl. You also got to have your offensive defenders as well, like locking up guys. Like, is Dakota Joshua really gonna do that? No. Is JT Miller like? Let's be honest. Is JT Miller really gonna lock up McDavid or Draisaitl? I don't think so. And then let's say you lock up McDavid. Okay, how about Draisaitl? What, you're just gonna leave him wide open like that? What if you lock up Draisaitl? What, you're just gonna leave McDavid like wide open like that? Like, dude,
Who's gonna hold high in front of the net? No, you know what I'm
like,
saying?
come on.
Who's
It's
gonna
just
block the boost? Who's gonna block the boost bombs from Bouchard
bomb, you know.
right?
You
Who
guys,
kind of
you,
got robbed.
you still have guys like Adam Henrique who can score goals, Warren Fogle who can still
Well,
score goals. Like, that's
He's questionable for tonight's game, Henrique. But if he does play, I mean, still that's another advantage
just
for Edmonton. I just think Edmonton on paper have a better team.
yeah. And I don't know. I honestly can't imagine like the Canucks in the Western Conference Final against like the Stars or the Avs. Like, I just
After
can't see it.
missing the playoffs last year, do you really expect them to beat Edmonton? No, bro. Like, no. Edmonton's on they had a tough loss to Vegas last year. It's very unfortunate, but I really this is like their best chance to get to the conference finals again. And they will. I think they really will.
Yeah,
And it like 5 or 6. I mean, I said 6 to predict in my article, but like I said, I can see this going 5 games. Like I really don't think this goes 7. I really don't think
No,
this goes
no, I
seven.
don't see it going 7. I don't see the Vancouver Canucks winning 3 games.
I don't
I
think it'll
don't-
be a sweep either, but like I feel like it's gonna be like the Battle of Alberta series. Like maybe Vancouver takes game one today, but then Edmonton just like has a massive takeover and then they just, finish the series.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? Who knows? It's gonna be a really intense battle, especially between the fans that are already beefing on Twitter, which we're witnessing as we
Oh,
speak.
dude, that's funny. But if the Oilers lose this series, major questions have to be asked.
Yeah.
Major questions have to be asked.
Because
But
they went to the conference final 2 years ago with a worse team. Their team is better now, and if they somehow end up losing the series, then like
questions have to be asked.
a lot is going to be changed because this team is supposed to like be competing for the cup, and another second round exit is more of a regression if anything, because
Yeah.
I know you played Vegas, you end up playing the cup winners, but like this matchup's in your favor. It's not like you have to go through the Colorado or Dallas in the second round. No, you get to play your
The
division
easier
rivals.
team.
You're playing the easier team, right? So we'll see what the Edmonton Oilers have to say in game one tonight at Rogers Place. But like we said, we think Edmonton's going to win, and that's it. We'll see what happens tonight. Game one is at 10 p.m. Eastern time.
By the way,
Some other
come
what's
on,
that?
bro. 10 o'clock, 10:30. Dude, come on, bro. Like
I
we're
know.
all on the East Coast, bro. Come on, like at least give us like a 9 o'clock start time. 9:30, like
Yeah,
10:30.
maybe like 8:30. Yeah, now we gotta like stay up for that game, but like it's okay.
Oh, what are y'all
Maybe on the
doing?
weekend they'll put it up there, like game 3 and 4 or something.
That's right. That's right.
But let's move on to some other like news here. Travis Green hired from the Ottawa Senators as their new coach 4 years. I think it was a bit of a rush decision, if you ask me. I mean, Travis Green doesn't have a really great track record, if I do may say, with the Canucks, and then the interim coach is the Devils when Lindy Ruff got fired. Do I think Travis Green is like a decent coach? Yeah, but like, is he really gonna get these guys to where they want to go next year? I don't think
Like,
so.
does he really move the needles? No. Like, honestly, I think Sens fans should be really disappointed. Like, there's better coaches on the market. Like, come on now. Like,
I would
let's
have
not
loved to
kid.
see I would have loved to see Bruce Boudreau as the
Oh,
Sens
you
coach.
don't know, oh, dude, that'd be so funny.
Bruce, there it is in Ottawa. Oh man, that would have been nuts.
Life should have been great out there, bro. But no, like honestly, like sure they hired Travis Green again. Yeah, I think it's a rush decision. There's better coaches out there, and like, come on, man, like really. But like again,
Yeah,
the
for sure.
Suns are
For sure.
are irrelevant. So it's good. It's irrelevant.
Some other news. The San Jose Sharks have won the draft lottery as expected, because a team that does this bad in the regular season should be rewarded the first overall pick. And Macklin Celebrini most likely will be that first overall pick and will be playing with Will Smith in the San Jose Sharks.
I
It's a
really like
great
Will.
it's great for Sharks fans. That future over there with the
Looking good.
talent that they have
Looking good.
with Macklin Celebrini, if they can develop him perfectly, maybe bring in the offseason, bring some guys in, like when they draft them, bring some guys in that'll help some veteran presences, like some centers, get the guys going. Do like what Chicago did with Bedard. Do the exact same thing in San Jose. And I think a lot of some veteran players would like to, maybe finish their careers playing with a guy like Celebrini and getting his career up. So I really believe that this will be good for San Jose Sharks fans to get that first overall pick, and I really think that they should go after some veteran presences to help grow the player that will be their future star in Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah, I know it's obviously going to take time for them to start to rebuild, but it's a good start. They already have young guys out there: Zetterlund, Eklund, Kalen Addison. Now they're probably going to get Celebrini. They got a bright future out there. Will Smith, as you said. So I mean, hey man, Sharks fans, tough times out here, but man, it will only get better. So it's okay. You know what? You just got to live through it.
Like, I don't think they're going to be this bad next year. I don't think
No,
they're
no,
going
no,
to be this bad.
no, it won't be
There's
this
no
bad. But
way.
I mean, every team's got to go through this stage of being trash. So I mean, you know what? Got to go through it, and then hey man, there's light
Toronto,
at the end of
Toronto, Toronto Maple
the
Leafs did it. They got Matthews, and still haven't won since. But there's differences. Yeah, I know it sucks, eh? But I think fine. I think let's talk about the Hart nominees. So for
tunnel.
nominate the nominations for the Hart Trophy this year are none other than Nathan McKinnon, Nikita Kucherov, and Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid with 100 assists and I think like 150 points. I think he already won the Art Ross, or did he? I don't think so. No,
I think Kucherov and the who had the most
no, I think
points
it
this
was
season?
Kucherov.
Kucherov
It
and
was
the Iron.
Kucherov. Yeah, it was Kucherov. We already talked about the Norris. Selke, I think we already discussed.
Did not.
Okay,
We did
nobody
not.
cares. Oh, okay, we'll talk about the selfie. We already talked about the Vesna. Doesn't really matter. And we'll talk about the Ted Lindsay and the MVP quickly to finish it off. So for the MVP, we had, like we said, McKinnon, McDavid, and Kucherov. Matthews wasn't on there. I mean, I'm not surprised because the assists compared to everyone else was so low. He did have 69 goals, but he had like 100 and like what 103 points versus like McDavid, McKinnon, and Kucherov, who all had like in the 100 like 40s and 50s. So the fact, I mean, Matthews did have like the most goals. He won the Richard, but I think overall assists are like could be as if not more important than goals because if it's like a huge difference, sure you can score goals, but like that's all. Is that it? Is that really all you can do? You can't really set up guys. I mean, Nikita Kucherov, he had what like 40 something goals. McKinnon, he had like I don't know 60 assists or something, and he still had 51 goals. So
Yeah, but I could also like make the argument for my boy Austin Matthews that he could be nominated for the Hart, considering he did win Rocket Richard and is now nominated for the Selke, which is considered when you're nominated for Selke, you're considered one of the best two-way centermen in the league. So
yeah,
I mean, the fact that you're one of the best two-way centermen in the league, along with scoring the most goals in the league, I don't see why you shouldn't be nominated for the Hart Trophy. Like it
I
to
mean,
me,
all those four guys had had
yeah.
really good seasons.
Like, and now he's also nominated for the Ted Lindsay, so that's already Selke. He won the Rock Richard, and now nominated for Ted Lindsay. How are you going to tell me he's not nominated for the Hart Trophy? Like, I honestly think, okay, put postseason aside because all these trophies are for a regular season. I honestly believe now when you're going to put Matthews in these conversations for winning trophies, I honestly believe he should be in there instead of McDavid for the Hart Trophy. Like, yeah, I understand McDavid got 100 assists, but dude, the fact that again, Selke nomination, Ted Lindsay nomination, Rocket Richard winner. How are you going to tell me he's not nominated for the Hart? Like what? Like come on now. Like this. Remember, this regular season only, 82 games. Like how are you going to tell me what? Like come on now. Hey, dude, McDavid was injured for a little bit of the season. What? Like he didn't even play.
I guess so.
Like come on now.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, the only way that's probably why McDavid was in over Matthews was because of the assists to goal ratio. That's probably I mean, realistically, that's probably the only reason, right? Like how else could you how
How
else?
was it?
I don't see any. Like you
He didn't
said,
even
he's
have many
not
goals anyway.
Selke, nominated for the Ted Lindsay. So why not Matthews? And I'm pretty sure, like I said, because comparing points overall, I'm pretty sure like McDavid, McKinnon, and Kucherov all have like I think 30 or more points than
Yeah,
than
yeah.
than Matthews.
Which is like I understand
I
that.
mean, it's fair, but like if they had like a top 5 or 4, I think Matthews is right under if not should be in that top three voting for the MVP.
Yeah. Um, I did tweet a couple weeks ago quickly. Matthews, my Selkie winner. Now I was joking, sort of, because he made that great block in like game 2 when they were in Boston when he like helped us win, and then he had the 3-point game. But I mean, it could be not a joke now. Who else is nominated for the Selkie? It's Barkov, I think.
Jordan
Matthew,
Stahl.
Jordan Stahl. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, honestly, you should just give it to Matthews for the Selkie. And I wasn't joke. I was joking a couple weeks ago, but honestly, when you really put into perspective, I'm not really joking now. Again, tons of points. He led all centermen in block shots. I'm most certain. So, yeah, and I honestly believe the fact that Sheldon Keefe was not playing Matthews on the first penalty kill for a good chunk of the season might
Yeah, I
diminish.
was I was gonna say, like, what was that all about? Like,
Yeah,
I've been talking about this for a while. I'm like, why is Matthews, who was nominated for the Selkie, like, for 2 years in a row, I think before that, was not playing first
he
PK? It didn't make
literally
sense to me at all.
like how does that? It
It
doesn't
doesn't
make any
make
sense
sense.
to me. Matthews,
But
Selke has to be.
what we're gonna
Has
do? I think honestly, we're gonna leave it here. And the Toronto Maple Leafs talk, we're gonna talk about what they said on Monday. And Friday, we're gonna drop another pod. We are going to discuss Brad
Yeah,
Treliving and Brandon Shanahan's comments, which are Friday morning. We're going to take all that in and we're going to discuss our opinions on this Toronto Maple Leafs team on Friday, along with the rest of the second round, games that we see from today until Friday. But that's going to do it for another episode of the AJ Sports Podcast. Leave a like, subscribe, tell all your friends, and listen. Round 2 tonight, we got the Battle of Canada at 10 p.m. But before that, Florida, Boston, 7:30 start time. If you're in the East Coast, West Coast, 3 hours or whatever, 2 hours, whatever the fuck it is. You guys can watch your games nice and early, especially that Vancouver Edmonton game, which is nice because I would have loved to seen that. But if I'm in bed by 10 o'clock, man, whatever. I'll just watch the highlights in the morning. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see you guys on Friday and enjoy the rest of your week, guys.
Peace.